Welcome to the news you need to know. We start with the MotoGP era spotlight. We're diving deep into the best wildcard performances from the MotoGP era, looking at incredible rides by Fabio Quartararo on the Yamaha factory racing team. We'll explore how these guest appearances shaped the landscape of motorcycle racing and what these riders accomplished when they stepped into the spotlight.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
Next up, we shift focus to the action at Jerez. We examine the test round results where Aprilia led Ducati on Monday. We break down the fast times set by AI Ogura and the crucial developments being tested by the Ducati Lenovo team as they look to strengthen their fight back against Aprilia. Now get ready for a deep dive into rising talent. We look at what's behind the finishing kick of Japanese rider AI Ogura and why he's trading MotoGP's best bike for its worst. Discover the incredible late race pace that has made him the rider everyone is watching, and the big factory contract negotiations looming for him. And finally, we tackle the uncertainty at Ducati. We investigate what Alex Crivell says about the current situation, as he believes Ducati are no longer sure which of their MotoGP bikes is the best. We break down the consistency issues facing Marc Marquez and the critical questions surrounding the bike configuration moving forward. Stay with us for the rest of the show. Wildcard appearances have historically been a popular feature in MotoGP, although recent decades have seen most entries originate from direct manufacturer involvement. As the championship professionalizes, securing immediate competitiveness for wildcard riders is increasingly challenging, as these appearances often focus on testing new components rather than securing a top-tier finish. However, the last 2 decades have featured several standout results, particularly when favorable weather conditions helped balance the competition. With MotoGP set to eliminate wildcard entries starting in the 850cc regulation cycle in 2027, a look back at 5 notable guest performances reveals some of the era's best wildcard rides. Akira Ryo, riding for Suzuki, made a landmark appearance at the 2002 Japanese GP. Launching brilliantly from 7th on the grid, Ryo took an early lead at the Suzuka circuit, though Valentino Rossi, on the factory Honda, managed to overtake him at the final chicane. Ryo fought back in the closing stages, ultimately securing an impressive podium finish just 1.5 seconds behind. Michel Pirro, riding for Ducati, delivered a memorable performance in the 2018 season finale. Despite an early crash at turn 10 under treacherous conditions in Valencia, a prolonged mid-race red flag allowed him to remount and charge through the field to secure 5th place, which later climbed to 4th. Pirro edged out third-placed Alex Espargaro by just 1.2 seconds, marking his best MotoGP result to date and also defeating factory rider Jorge Lorenz. Ben Spies, riding for Suzuki, made his 3rd appearance in 2008. After a slow start, he quickly recovered to 6th place before engaging in a thrilling battle with reigning champion Casey Stoner. Although the race was cut short by Hurricane Ike, Spies' performance was highly impressive, leading to his full-time debut with Yamaha in 2010. Dani Pedrosa, formerly of Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, made 4 wildcard appearances in recent years, consistently showcasing his speed. At the 2023 San Marino GP, Pedrosa qualified 5th and achieved a double top 4 result. In the sprint race, he nearly passed Francesco Bagnaia for the final podium spot, an achievement just weeks ahead of his 38th birthday. Paul Espargaro, also from Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, has maintained a high level of speed despite his career being impacted by injury. In 2024, he finished 9th in the sprint race at the Red Bull Ring and secured another top 10 finish at the San Marino GP. He was particularly impressive as a replacement for Maverick Vinales, often finishing inside the top 10 and competing strongly against riders like Brad Binder and Enea Bastianini. Beyond these established wildcard performances, other short-notice appearances have also been noteworthy. Troy Bayliss famously won the 2006 Valencia GP for Ducati after stepping in as Seat Gibernau's replacement. Furthermore, Jonathan Rea provided a glimpse of premier-class potential in 2012 when he served as Casey Stoner's substitute, logging 2 top 10 finishes. More recently, Takaki Nakagami finished 6th on the Honda RCV at a rain-hit French GP, where Johann Zarco won on the same machine, and Olivier Jacques secured Kawasaki's first MotoGP podium in 2005. MotoGP action at the Circuito de Jerez Angel Nieto concluded Monday with a one-day test session, offering crucial insights as teams fine-tune their preparations ahead of upcoming races. Ducati established a temporary lead over Aprilia during the testing session. At the factory Aprilia racing team, the focus was on incremental improvements. Marco Bezzecchi secured 3rd overall, narrowly edging out Marc Marquez by just 0.005 seconds, resulting in an Aprilia lockout in the top 3. While the team showed positive signs, the 72 suffered a fast crash at turn 11. Jorge Martin's efforts were focused on setup and ergonomics, where he finished P10. Meanwhile, the Ducati Lenovo team focused heavily on chassis development. Marc Marquez, returning to the Ducati, was working on chassis modifications to recapture front-end feel, a key challenge for 2026. Alex Marquez secured P6, while Fabio Bagnaia finished P10. Aprilia's efforts were also promising, with Raul Fernandez setting a strong time, though AI Ogura ultimately claimed the fastest lap with a time of 135.944, securing a 1-2 for the team with Fernandez second. Both riders indicated a need to refine one-lap pace, but the session was viewed as a positive sign for their Le Mans preparations. Other teams saw varied results. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing featured Pedro Acosta in P5. Ennio Bastianini tested new parts for the Austrian factory, finishing P12. Honda had a more measured day, with Johann Zarco in P9 leading the Honda contingent. In the Yamaha camp, Fabio Quartararo delivered a strong performance, instantly lapping quicker than his Grand Prix best in the morning before improving his weekend's best in the afternoon, finishing P7. Jack Miller showed upper hand with the Prima Pramac Yamaha outfit, focusing on front-end feel improvements, with Toprak Razgatlioglu also testing adaptations. The teams are now looking ahead to their next destination, Le Mans. A rising star in MotoGP, Japanese rider AI Ogura, is on the cusp of significant milestones, including a maiden podium and a factory contract with Yamaha, despite a high-stakes gamble involving a change of machinery. Ogura, a Moto2 world champion, has been demonstrating exceptional late race pace, often finding a new limit as the race progresses, which has earned him recognition as a key rider to watch. This late race ability has been highlighted in several recent races, where Ogura has consistently outperformed rivals in the closing stages. At the heart of the current narrative is Ogura's decision to trade his current machine for Yamaha's new V4-engined 1000cc YZR machine for the 2027 season. This move comes amid ongoing negotiations between the MSMA and MSEG regarding the series' future revenue distribution. Ogura's career trajectory has been marked by calculated risks. After winning the Moto2 title in 2024, he opted for Aprilia and worked with talent spotter David Brivio, rather than the path he was initially earmarked for with Honda. His decision to switch to Yamaha is seen as a strategic move, leveraging the opportunity presented by the upcoming 2027 regulatory change to 850cc machinery, particularly as Yamaha seeks to bridge the gap with competitors like Ducati and Aprilia. The switch is viewed as a calculated risk, betting on the potential of the new Yamaha platform and the prospect of becoming a podium contender. While Aprilia is positioned as the bike to beat in 2026, Ogura's proven late race speed suggests a victory is plausible if he can secure strong qualifying performances early in the race. Team principal David Brivio acknowledged the disappointment of a recent retirement, but expressed optimism about the future. stating that the team's focus remains on the future. Ogura's consistent ability to perform when others struggle in the latter half of races is becoming a defining characteristic of his season, positioning him as a formidable contender for future success in the Premier class. Ducati faces internal uncertainty regarding its MotoGP machine lineup, with experts suggesting the manufacturer is struggling to identify which bike configuration is truly the best. Despite dominating the sport since 2020, the team's performance has shown signs of inconsistency, particularly following the introduction of the latest model. While the 2024 Desmos Desi has been a formidable weapon, subsequent models have generated significant rider feedback concerning issues like feedback inconsistencies, notably affecting Pecco Bagnaia and Fabio Di Giannantonio, with similar complaints surfacing from Franco Morbidelli. The staggered update approach adopted by Ducati, where only 2 teams utilize the newest bike immediately, has fueled debates over performance. This strategy has led to early indications that riders prefer the previous year's machine over the current one, creating a dilemma for the manufacturer. Ducati remains expected to contend for championships, fielding 9 bikes on the grid compared to rivals 2, but early form suggests a potentially tighter competition. Alex Crivell noted that Marc Marquez is struggling, citing physical limitations that affect his comfort level and pointing to a lack of pre-season testing and diminished consistency as contributing factors to the uncertainty. Crivell stated that doubts are surfacing about the optimal bike configuration. Alex Marquez echoed these concerns, suggesting that all Ducati riders are facing similar issues with the GP26, specifically regarding corner entry dynamics. The development trajectory appears to have deviated from the success achieved with the GP24. While some riders, including Bagnaia, have indicated a willingness to switch to the older model for increased competitiveness, Marquez remains committed to the newer iteration, citing his recent performance gains as proof that progression requires looking forward. Meanwhile, Aprilia has emerged as a strong contender on the grid. The ongoing situation highlights a critical juncture for Ducati, as it seeks to reconcile its development path with rider feedback to regain its dominant position.